When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Hey everyone, I'm Dreyer, and it's time for an action-packed adventure on today's Earth Odyssey. Today, we'll explore the wilds of North America, home to fascinating animals, like this acrobatic predator who's ready to jump headfirst into the hunt. And meet the king of California's beach that has a nose for noise. Plus, this bird can outrun a human and take on a poisonous snake. And an epic migration ends in a dazzling display. All this and more on Earth Odyssey. From the tundra to the tropics, North America stretches 5,000 miles through Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Rich in resources, its diverse habitats are home to many natural-born hunters, like jaguars, grizzlies, wolves, and mountain lions. But one predator in particular has developed a surprisingly heady strategy for finding prey in one of the most volcanic landscapes on Earth. Covering more than 2 million acres in the northwestern United States, Yellowstone is the oldest national park in the world. The region was formed in a massive volcanic eruption more than 500,000 years ago. The lava from that eruption created a giant 45-mile-wide caldera, a bowl-like depression in the ground. The volcanic, nutrient-rich soils form a vital feeding ground for a wide range of mammals, from herds of elk to families of bears and ground squirrels. But when winter arrives in Yellowstone, finding food in this frozen world becomes a challenge. A golden eagle scavenges what it can. And a red fox female, called a vixen, hunts alone. Her pups have left the den to find their own territory in the vast forest. But there is no easy game to be had here. The fox has to hunt for food under the snow. Although foxes will eat plants, she's on the prowl for a different kind of food today. When the northern hemisphere lies under a thick blanket of snow, small mammals inhabit a new world beneath. They survive in the subnivean zone, living under the snow. It's an open, shallow layer held up by vegetation and ice. Warmed by the ground, the zone under the snow is protected from the wind chill at a temperature hovering around freezing, or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's warmer under here than outside, but not entirely safe. Any movement makes a sound. And the vixen is listening, rotating each ear independently. She tries to determine an exact position for her prey, then takes a leap. Accuracy is hard in a blind snow dive. The success rate of a pounce is less than 20%, but this is a game of persistence. And there's more to it than meets the eye. Strangely, when foxes pounce in a northeasterly direction, they are much more successful, hitting their target in 3 out of 4 attempts. It's thought they can detect the Earth's magnetic field using a special protein in their eyes. They align the sound of animals under the snow to the slope of the magnetic field and estimate where their prey is hiding. This unique adaptation and those acrobatic snow dives provide a powerful edge in the battle against hunger here in Yellowstone. Coming up, marine mammals cozy up on the beach until it's time for a battle of the bulls. And this bird was made famous in cartoons, but don't be fooled, he's a serious predator. Plus, delicate winged creatures bring a bounty of beauty to the mountains of Mexico. All this and more when Earth Odyssey comes right back.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
On the California coastline, powerful marine mammals have migrated back to the beach where they were born. And winter at this breeding ground can be a challenging time for male elephant seals. The males and females have been apart for many months. The females have spent the last 7 months getting ready to give birth, foraging mainly on fish in the open waters of the Pacific. The alpha males have spent the last few months gorging as much as they can along Alaska's continental shelf. On the coastline, there's a greater risk of predators, but a better chance to put on weight. Now, in breeding season, they'll intend to put all that blubber to good use. The bulls can weigh up to 4,400 pounds, as much as a small van or cargo truck. Big males weigh 3 times more than the females. That size and strength is a prerequisite for the alpha male to defend a group of females against his rivals and to keep the female's attention. This giant beach master controls a patch of sand harboring around 100 females. Holding such a position is a constant job for the months the colony is on shore. Young males aren't big enough to compete until they're around 9 years old. Each mating season, the alpha males must go without food for 100 days or risk losing their mating partners. But the beachmaster has stored enough fat to tough out the long fast and stand his ground. Other males bark out a challenge, trying to trespass on the big bull's territory. One dominant male might breed with 40 to 50 females in the colony. The beachmaster needs to teach the young male a lesson. Eventually, the young upstart backs off. Even for older bulls, fighting is a costly exercise. It's much better to establish dominance without physical contact. Their large nose, or proboscis, serves as a loudspeaker, an instrument that actually inflates to amplify their roar. It's a vocal siren that's developed over many years, a signal of bravado, brawn, and age. The beachmaster will need to fight off numerous challengers, and battles can last anywhere from a few minutes to half an hour. Even though combat looks painful, injuries are rarely serious. Challengers learn to back down when the fight has been clearly won. Life can go on a bit more peacefully here on the beach until it's time for the colony to take to the sea again. Coming up, one very clever bird knows just how to stake out a snake. And they may look as delicate as flowers, but these animals are some of the hardiest travelers in nature. Don't go away. Earth Odyssey will be right back.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
When an animal is extremely venomous, it's hard to imagine many challengers taking it on. But in the canyons of the American Southwest, one species shows no fear when it comes to confronting a deadly reptile. Take a look. Near the end of the day in the southwestern desert, a prowler is on the hunt. A rattlesnake. This one is scouring the rocky grounds for signs of a rodent meal. Heat-sensitive pits in the rattlesnake's face can detect the warm bodies of small mammals, allowing it to see a heat image of its prey. Rattlesnakes are ambush predators. They lie in wait for their prey. And while they don't seek out people, they will strike and use their fangs to protect themselves. And their bite can be deadly, especially to smaller prey. Not many animals will stand their ground against this highly venomous snake. But there is one American inhabitant that will take it on: the roadrunner. The iconic bird is perfectly able to fly, but it's famous for its running speed and its willingness to take on formidable opponents. It spends most of its time on the ground, hunting prey. But perhaps more surprising is its desire to eat some of the most unappetizing animals imaginable, from bugs to rodents to rattlesnakes. The roadrunner has a remarkable strategy to dispatch the deadly rattlesnake without injuring itself. First, the bird drops its wings, using them like a shield. Then, the roadrunner begins to circle and antagonize this juvenile snake, trying to wear it out. Although some rattlesnake species can grow up to 8 feet, this young snake is far smaller. There's no win for the roadrunner today. In the battlegrounds of the Wild West, there are no guarantees. Coming up, it's not just birds who fly south for the winter when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
Butterflies have existed on Earth for more than 200 million years, longer than flowering plants. Butterflies have clung to survival despite their delicate bodies. Today, they continue to impress with their feats of endurance. None more so than the monarch butterfly. Each year, it embarks on a massive two-way migration. From their summer breeding grounds as far north as Canada, the butterflies journey 2,500 miles south. They'll land in their winter hibernation grounds in the conifer forests of Mexico. Come spring, they head north again, like birds. It's only in the north that the monarchs find a special type of plant critical to their larva's survival: Females must lay their eggs on the underside of milkweed leaves. Milkweed sap is toxic to most other animals, but not to their newly hatched caterpillars. They devour the plant with enthusiasm. As they consume the plant, they also become poisonous, protecting them from most predators. Their bright yellow, black, and white stripes are a colorful warning to stay clear. After 2 weeks of gluttony, the larvae are ready for their spectacular transformation. Spinning a cocoon of green and gold, they emerge from the chrysalis 3 weeks later. But most of the new butterflies won't make it. They live for just a few weeks, with multiple generations breeding and dying in the summer. Except for the last generation of the season, which can live as long as 8 months. This final generation of the season must find a way south, or they'll die in the bitterly cold northern winter. Using the sun as a compass, the butterflies make a life-or-death sprint to Mexico. But the migration is full of hazards along the way. Prairies that were once full of wildflowers have been replaced with farmed monoculture crops in cities. Chemical sprays are abundant. Heavy frosts also take their toll. The butterflies cross regions with barely any food or water. Finally, in autumn, they make it to the forest north of Mexico City. Clouds of butterflies go up into the mountains. There, fir trees change hue from green to a shimmering gold. The males that have made it here have one purpose: to mate before they die. Only the females will live to travel north once more and lay their eggs on the all-important milkweed plant. In the last days in Mexico, the males expire. But they leave behind a pheromone of love, a long-lasting scent that lingers on the trees and in the air, a message to the next year's migrating monarchs. Adaptations like the red fox's acrobatic snow dive, the elephant seal's big-nosed bellow, or the monarch butterfly's epic migration remind us of the wonders of wildlife. In North America and around the world, each animal species has its own unique set of qualities waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. I'm Dreyer. See you next time on Earth Odyssey.